So I said black tax refers to financial burden or responsibility borne by those who have attained a level of success in the family to provide support for less financially secure family members. This concept, however, is a black people thing, just so you understand. It's an African thing. And in fact, in countries like America and all that, it's one of the reasons why black people don't succeed like their contemporaries. Because that crab system keeps bringing you down into the same bucket, to the same mold. I've always said this, you cannot solve a problem you're a part of. One way to be a solution is to first detach yourself, then you can begin to solve. Don't give aid in a way that you too will soon need aid. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, if you are flying, I love this concept very well, very much. And the air hostess, the air crew, they are giving you their safety procedures. They'll tell you that in case of the pressure drops and so on and so forth, an oxygen mask will fall. Abi? They said if you have your child and you are there, fix your own first, then fix the child. And I've been thinking, why? If you fail to fix your own, you can gas out. Both you and the child will die. You must understand that. Because I sense that God is preparing us as his people for a major season, and a body of wisdom and orientation is important and needed. Is that okay now? I said, is that okay? Yes. Okay, so understand the balance. Generosity is scriptural. Scriptural. God wants us to give. He wants us to be givers. He wants us to lend. He wants us to take care of widows. In fact, James was saying that this is religion that God accepts. He said when we give to the poor, when we take care of orphans. I believe that every believer, as God is lifting you, must have a system of flowing to the less privileged. Maybe this Christmas you can plan, if at least a bag of rice. Okay? If at least a bag of rice. Or a keg of oil, something. To orphans who are orphans indeed. To widows. To the less privileged. To environment where it is needed. Some people have stopped giving because they've been defrauded. Several occasions. You've committed your entire life to people only to find out they were using you. Don't shut your bowels of compassion. You change the people, but keep doing what you are doing. Okay? There are still genuine people around. There are widows who are widows indeed. Yes. There are orphans who are orphans indeed. There are many pictures flashing in my mind. You see, what the devil wants to do is that he wants to get us tired and frustrated. And say, you know what? I'm not helping anybody again. No. What you want to make sure is that you are doing the right things. Sometimes you see people in the hospital who are very sick and can't afford. Somebody's wife is pregnant, about to give birth. Though I tell people that childbirth is not an emergency. You have 9 months to prepare. Okay? The one who knows how to impregnate a woman must also know how to. Don't let's see. If you need money, you need money. Don't play blame game. That in this life, fingers are not equal. Don't accept to be the short one. I lost you. Nobody should be guilt tripped for not giving. What if the person doesn't have? Okay? One day I had a very scary encounter about giving. One of my friends was going to get married. So he came around. I said, you know what? I was to be his best man. So I said, don't worry about the suit. I'll just buy it. He said, wow, thank you for that. I said, well, welcome. Say, don't worry, this just take care of that. You don't worry, just buy that and all that. Then he just give me another budget again. I said, I'm not the only one in your cycle of friends. Let's tell the rest so everybody can come together and give. I said, particularly this person. That person doesn't like to give. I've studied him since we were on campus. One time he was cooking rice. I was coming to his room. He covered the pot with duvet. I saw it. So I said, this guy is this. Then he said a statement. He said, you know, amongst our friends, you are the only one that God has lifted. If I go with this mentality, you will kill me. I am not giving because I have. I am giving because I have a heart. And sometimes many people who are receiving don't know that this person has his own problems. He just has a heart. Okay? And sometimes when you give to people, the only thing they owe you is thanks. TNX. Very demonic way to respond. Or you give to people and they use it against you and say you are trying to use your money to control me. Where Ebola to jazzy by. Okay? But never shut your bowels of compassion because you give to wrong people. Is that okay now? There's a balance. Somebody say there's a balance. Somebody say there's a balance. Now, I think another reason why this subject is so important is because the year is ending. Many of you don't have savings. You don't. You know you don't. You and I know that you don't. If your house rent, if your landlord should say you are getting out of the house now, and we're going to refund what you have used in the house, you know you don't have more to add to get a new house. You and I know that you don't. Your salary increased this year compared to last year, but your poverty rate is still the same thing. You didn't grow. Tyler Perry said when he began to break through financially, the first year he made $130,000. So at the end of the year, he was broke. Then the second year, he moved up and made $2.8 million. At the end of the year, he was broke. Then again, the third year, he made about $6 million. At the end of the year, he was still broke. Look, some kind of problem knows when money enters your hand. And that's why you have to plan yourself. How many of you have discovered that the moment small money start entering, that's when some uncles who you don't even know exist. In the days that things were dry, that street was running you, you will reach out to them. They always have ready-made story. Suddenly, in fact, one time a family member called me and was talking about my own is that if you want to ask me for money, ask on time. You can't take the money and take my time. Don't use 1 hour to explain. I don't like it. The time is more expensive. So it took my time. Several times I will press mute, on, mute, and I'm talking mute on. So he can, but the man is very patient. And that was bad for me. So he was reporting his son who is into Yahoo, blah, blah, blah. The boy, I knew where this matter is going is that you want to collect money, no problem. So, but I was surprised that after collecting, he now told me, he said, I know you are a pastor. He said, but you know that my son, he can even be in charge of your offering. Wow, I've seen things in this life. Interesting, because in church, people come and throw offering. Pastor, take dollars. That's the mindset. And that shows the reason why he was calling me. That his pastor, they are dashing them money. You just reported that this boy is here, who is smoking, is doing all those things. He said, the boy has the Spirit of God. He has the Spirit of God. Can manage church offering. Just like that. You can't do a lot with lot. You can't. Okay?